All right. So what's next here?
So I'm gonna take the pan off, and I'm gonna move around you over here.
Okay.
To the catfish, and we've got. This can be substituted with any fish if since we are talking Tennessee,
sure.
catch some brim, catch some catfish, bass, whatever. You can take any fish really.
That's cool. All right.
But we've got the catfish, and we're going to put a little bit of that salt and pepper we were talking about.
All right.
And I've also got a little bit of our little Creole seasoning here, which is it's got some herbs, some cayenne, some paprika. You're just looking to give a little bit of color. To the fish, and over here I've got some of that white cornmeal from Old Spencer Mill.
Okay.
And we're not gonna kill it with the cornmeal. We're just gonna put a little, so it has a little bit of a crust, and that's that. And you can go ahead and do that, and if it sits while you're doing everything else, that's perfectly fine. So I'll step around you again.
And very healthy too. I mean, we're talking fish here.
And you can actually, we don't have a grill here today.
Sure.
Perfect dish with the grilled fish.
On the grill, okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and just throw that in.
So we got the oil. We're cooking on what?
It's about 350, and again, it's not swimming in oil. You just want enough to moisten the fish.
Okay.
And to I'll give that to you. So you've got your. If you'll grab that bowl in the end, it's got some of the chow chow ingredients. We want to just throw a little bit of this in there. We'll just got some going.
Yeah, I chopped this. You got to use some of it.
Come on.
Chef.
We'll just go this way.
Never enough chow chow.
So we've got the. Some cabbage, green tomato, going in this vinegar sugar solution with your spices. And you're just going to let that cook enough to soften up the cabbage, but you're not going to cook it until it's applesauce. Okay. And I have a garden. It's probably a little too big. I have like a 4,000 square foot garden in the backyard. So you're always going to have those tomatoes that are kind of everywhere. Sure. So the chow chow is a great way to use all that stuff up. So we'll go ahead and turn that up.
Very fresh. I mean, you grow a lot of your own stuff.
I do, and you can do that same thing with zucchini, squash, any type of produce. So we're gonna just kind of move these around just a little bit. You don't want to move them too soon because your crust is going to fall off. So
what are you looking for before you move them?
Well, you can see right on the edge of the fish. You're going to see a little bit of the white. It's going to go from opaque to white on the outside. Sure. So when you start to see that, you can go ahead and turn the fish over and turn it down and let it sit. You don't have to. If you see smoke, it's way too hot, you're going to burn your cornmeal. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this over now, just to give you an idea. So you got a little color there.
It smells wonderful.
And that's really all you're looking for is, just a little bit of color there. So in the meantime, I'm going to just turn that down a little.
And the crust on top, I like.
Yeah, just really light crust.
Now you're not the only chef at the Red Pony, right?
No, actually, I wouldn't have 3 restaurants. I have awesome people. Sure. I've had the same people with me for a long time, which has enabled me to kind of do everything that we've done so far. And Carl Schulteis is my right hand. We've been working together for 12 years. We're like an old married couple. So, so he's here with me today, and so the two of us together, and we've got probably 75 employees between all the restaurants. So
is it kind of like iron sharpening iron? It's like you guys challenge each other to come up with new creative things?
The restaurant business is a crazy business anyway, but it's the characters in the business that make it enjoyable. So that's what makes it exciting. And while we've got this catfish going on low, if you could, there's the goat cheese is right there with the sticker in the front. We're going to take a little bit of that.
Now when you say a little bit, come on.
So we've got probably about 4 or 5 cups of the grits here, and I'm just going to do maybe it's about 2 ounces. Sure. For 2 ounces. And it's just totally whatever your taste is on that. The goat cheese is tangy and it's creamy, so we're going to stir that into our grits.
Now, how many would this serve if you're feeding this? Are we looking
well,
at
I've got probably enough grits for 4 to 6 people, and then I've got just a couple of pieces of catfishes, you and I. And so we're going to let that go, and then I'm just going to turn this on really low, and that's about it, really. We've got our chow chow, so we're going to go ahead and grab this plate. All right. We're going to bring it over.
Start to finish, how long are you looking at when you prepare a meal like this, if you don't include the 15, 20 minutes for the grits?
For a home cook, I'd say 40 minutes.
Right, sure.
40 minutes. And the great thing about this is the grits you can make ahead, and they'll stay hot forever because they're like molten. Oh, that's wonderful. And then the chow chow, I've got some that's pre-made, and you can we can it. So that can be done, and you can just pull it out whenever. And then the catfish on the grill, you're probably looking 2 to 3 minutes aside.
Sure.
And on this, since we're using less oil, it just takes a little bit longer,
Right.
but pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
very
we'll
easy
go
for your
ahead
family.
and grab our grits. Come on over.
All right.
And just going to put a little bit right here in the center. And the longer you cook them, they thicken up even a little bit more, but we're going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And
Plating, very important. I'm sure you picked that up in New York. Is that where you went to cooking
yeah,
school?
we did go to
or
see
chef school. What do you call it? I don't know.
whatever you want to call it. It's the CIA in Hyde Park, New York,
Yeah.
and it's a big change from that hometown of 300, but
Right.
it was a great experience. And but this is catfish and chow chow, so we're just gonna put it right in there. We've got
All
our
right.
catfish right on top. Turn this off. And then actually,
great.
I'm going to go to this chow chow right here.
Okay, and this is the chow chow you've already pre-made.
This is the same
you
thing
can can it like anyone else
we
could.
just made, and it looks a lot better after it has a little time to cook. Get a little ladle of it here.
Okay.
And you can see that turmeric, which I was talking about, the yellow
Right.
spice, which really gives it a little, you can give it a little extra juice or
kick.
whatever. And this is...
That looks amazing. I mean, it's very,
and you've got, a lot of the produce represented, the grits, everything else, and
That's it?
That's it, man.
That's
It's
it. We're
quick
ready.
and easy, yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm getting the fork here. I'm going to try this. And again, you would do you serve this at one of your restaurants?
Yeah, we do the catfish,
Oh, wow, that is so-
and it's super tender, and again, it's really simple stuff. So dig on in.
Wow. That is excellent. And again, something I probably wouldn't come into the Red Pony and order.
Yeah,
I'm not even a big fish eater, and this is excellent. So, all right, well, regardless, if you want to find out more about the Red Pony or some of the other restaurants, redpony.com or redponyrestaurant.com.
you got it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming and sharing with us.
Thanks for having us. We
And,
appreciate it.
Of course, helping us live green Tennessee in the Green Galley.